Episodes.
200 episodes.
Come on, yeah. Drinking
on.
the manly drinks, pink lemonade and that. You get me? Had the death. Robert Mugabe's gone.
Oh.
Do we care to talk about this or do you want to talk about something else?
Oh shit. I woke up and I saw it on the news and I was like, wow, mad thing, he's finally giving in.
Yeah.
This is a Donny that's been stubborn his whole life.
I let the jokes fly, man.
Man has been stubborn his whole life.
When Donny was in power, he was meant to step aside. He's like, you know what, psych.
At the final moment, imagine like you're supposed to like step down now, like it's time for a new leader, innit? And I think like how things are done over here, yeah. A little bit different than Africa, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A bit more renegade.
Like, man wants to keep doing his thing for however long. Man's been in power for like what? He was in power for what, 30 years?
But the worst thing about it was they could have done a coup. Like they actually was going to let him step aside on his own terms. And Donny he agreed to everything. And last minute he's like, you know what? Fuck that.
That's mad.
I'm running things.
It's mad. And I saw a lot of like mixed reactions and stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, for the people that it's directly affected, some people were just like, yeah, good riddance and stuff. And then some people were had a bit of empathy in regards to, you know,
it's been there for 30 years. Man.
But what's that saying about
we're just like stripping down everything in it. Like someone has died in it.
Yeah.
So there's some people that are going to be like, rest in peace. At the beginning, he did what he did for the country, for the nation.
Yeah. He was looked at as like an African revolutionary.
Yeah, he wanted to do that.
Take the land back from the whites.
And for that, some people thank him for that.
Yeah.
But then...
But if you got one good deed and like 45 bad deeds, bro.
Bro, the thing is that like, even if you're a good person, yeah, you could have done 45 good things. But the moment you do one bad thing, bro, that's a stain.
Yeah. It's one of the things, bro. If you do certain bad things, it's like, bro, I can't not be in power, bro. It's mad.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I've done? You want me to be a civilian? Nah,
yeah, no, power corrupts, bro. What's the term? What's the term about you start a hero and you live long enough to become a villain? If I know if I'm quoting it correctly.
Die and be a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
And he's an example of it. And it is a little bit ironic here that Donny made it to like 95, 96 after all the evil he did. Yeah, Donny still got.
The evil you have done is enough.
Man still got to the mid-90s, bro.
Yeah, I see someone say like, you know, this is just a testament to say like karma isn't real, innit?
Yeah.
Because Donny has lived a mad long life.
Yeah.
95 years, bro.
And his best years he spent enjoying at the top. He was one of the top people in his country.
It's mad, bro. Jokes were flying. Someone was like, Mugabe has passed after 95 years. Queen Elizabeth, you see your age mates.
That's crazy, bro.
Hey, don't laugh too hard for them. They're listening. It is an interesting conversation. I don't feel like anybody should negate like what happened to that country. He was on his knees, bro. Economically,
I swear they only had like 2 bills in their account at one point.
Yeah. These times, man, are giving double that to their babes for allowance.
That was good. Hey, well played.
Stay calm, stay calm.
2 bills in their account.
I think honestly, in this instance, bro, the bad outweighs the good by a long shot. Because you did all that, you took it away, and they were worse off. It sounds blasphemous. You might as well kept them with the whites. It sounds crazy. People having to carry wheelbarrows full of money just to go and buy bread. Inflation hit them on the maz. And now, I know there's more context to that with regards to sanctions and stuff for the UN and that, but he's a major part of that, innit? Now, at the start, it was great. But I don't think they thought that thing out properly when they did start to take the land back, expel people, do all this, and then it just fucked.
No one man should have all that power, bro, because after a while, you become so far removed from normality.
Yeah.
Because everyone around you is basically nodding to everything that you say in it. Like, it's fear. It's like, obviously, when people start saying that or coining you as a dictator, like, a lot of it is due to fear, bruv. And whatever you say goes. Like, you've got so much power. You're basically Jafar, bruv. When he became a sorcerer.
What's wrong with this guy?
Do you know what I'm saying?
It was to me, bro.
Bruv, I'm telling you, man, it's like you become delusional.
You can't drop off power. Donny was doing democratic elections and getting 97% of the vote.
That is mad.
And the 3% is just human error, clerical problems. We didn't count it properly,
bro.
97%.
What kind of landslide is that?
Nobody has that universal appeal that everybody loves you.
97. Nah,
Rigged.
bro.
Obviously, you got to show the Western world that we're doing the election thing properly, innit?
You're defining like a new definition of rigged.
Yeah. Like, bro, at least be cute. Get like 78%, man. Do something like. But man's like, nah, nigga. Nah.
The thing is that, like, as long as you get majority, you've won, innit?
Yeah.
But man are trying to like bring it to the.
But we live in a country where you can get 30% of the vote here, and you make decisions that will impact the other 70%. Bro, look, government's fucked at the minute now. Like, look what's going on. Donny that says order. Even he's like, I'm not on it. He's not on it as well.
He's out.
We need to get him on here. Order.
Donny's become famous just off that, you know.
Oh, that's my guy, you know. Man's having to keep like the calm in the house, and they're not on. They're not listening. Moving like school kids in there. So like, politics is a very funny game. Obviously, over here we're fortunate not to have that because we've got things like, I think, which the US is 2 terms, so you can't serve any longer than 8 years. Here, I think the longest we've ever had, Tony Blair's probably one of the longest serving prime ministers. And even within that, he came through off like New Hope, social housing. When he came in, they just, I think, had done something with the new Aylesbury estate in southeast London. And like, he did the opening and stuff. Like, he was really early. And then look, by the end of his tenure, he's now defined by the Iraq War.
Yeah.
No matter anything good you had to say about Tony Blair at the start of him being prime minister, he was in power long enough for him to become the villain
because you got to think about like his predecessor, John Major, old, you know, and you've got this young politician coming through that spoke with like so much clarity and conviction. You're thinking, oh my gosh, this is a breath of fresh air. This is what we need as a country.
Cool Britannia is what they called it at the time.
Yeah. So he comes through and he does that, and then, you know, he lays in bed with George Bush, and then next thing you know, he's fumbled everything. You know, now he's seen as a war criminal. But
at the same time, Donny's out here eating, hella speaking engagements, hella properties, living his best life.
Eating. So, yeah, like you said, man, like that one thing.
And that's on a small level. Like, if you think Tony Blair, what do you think of it straight away? Iraq War.
Iraq.
Yeah.
You know, but I saw an interview the other day on, I think it was Channel 4 News, where he was speaking about his thoughts on Brexit.
Okay.
And he spoke with like, how he spoke, it made me feel like this is how the whole of logical Britain are seeing this whole scenario situation. He's just saying it's madness.
Okay.
In a nutshell. But he articulated his points, and he was like, do you know what? Regardless of what everyone thinks about me, I feel like I still have the entitlement to speak. I'm entitled to still speak my opinion on this situation. And
he's a former prime minister. If he says something, it's still going to make news, isn't it?
It's definitely going to make news. People know that Tony Blair is not someone that you can just walk down the street.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like, whatever he says, sort of thing, like, it kind of like makes
also
people
for his own safety as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. If you go past his house, there's officers outside with burners in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's how it is. But from when a Donny is like that, like, obviously some people will be like, you know what, regardless of what you think about him, man is actually right. But then we've got someone that's in power that's just already it's turned into chaos. And it's been like this circus ever since Cameron left.
Yeah, he bounced, fam.
He was like, you know what, ban this.
Yeah, he just bounced. He was like, nah. He ain't even been around, has he?
No, that nigga's an Ibiza.
Fam, he's a Donny that like, you know the Donny that anticipates beef in a rave before he actually kicks off and he's
doesn't tell no one. Man didn't tell no one.
Yeah, I'm going
Man
on.
just grabbed his babes, cloakroom quickly.
Yeah, let's
and
go.
number 28.
I can see it kicking off.
Yeah, the black jacket, number 28.
Yeah, I see someone sneaking in the burner. Let's go.
Man didn't alert no one, you know.
Bruv, he was like, you know what? What's about to happen, yeah, it's not worth the stress. Do you know what I'm saying? What I need to do now, yeah, is work silently, get my coin up, just so that like my family's future
once it's all sorted, he will come back and find a way to make money off this thing. That's all it really is. They're just trying to figure out a way how the guys that have the access are gonna. So the guys that own property, the guys that like. The people that own like 50 different properties, how's this going to affect my business? Because really, truthfully, all this morality,
bro,
all
behind closed doors, they're all helping each other.
All this BS about immigration and freedom of movement, it's all nonsense. It's all about peas, bruv. How's this going to affect me financially? Jacob Rees, Rees-Mogg? As soon as it happened, he moved his businesses abroad because he knows it's going to kick off.
Yeah.
My man is telling us to do this whilst you're doing that.
Do you think that we should be more concerned than what we're showing?
Or we as the public?
Yeah.
We should be, but there's so much misinformation. We don't know what to believe. And also, if you're at a certain level of income, you've always been kind of poor anyway. So it's always rained in my house. You know them kids are lying to their parents. Yeah, man's from the gutter, never had no bread, no bar. These times your mum was buying you TNs. You always had rice. Always rice at home. Yeah, man's from the gutter. You fucking liar. Yeah. But now if you're from a certain walk of life, you ain't really had much. What the fuck is Brexit? Every day's Brexit, bro. Like it don't mean nothing.
And the thing is that like the majority of Britain like aren't those that are well off. Where like there'll be. What's the stat? No, 50% of people don't earn more than like 18, 19. Like, there's a certain level of money you have to earn for you to pay like national insurance, and 50% of people are below that. So that puts in perspective how poor people are. And even these conversations about dating online, about finding rich, or marry rich, or if he hasn't got a certain amount of money. Listen, the reality is most of you are gonna marry someone that hasn't got pays like that, innit? That's mad. It's just the truth, bruv. Man,
I want to stay at home. He needs to give me an allowance. You need 2 incomes in this London, bruv.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is why the young boys be trying to do fraud and listen. Side note, or like even on a different tangent, bruv. Don't put yourself under undue pressure to impress women, and then when you go jail now, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, peace."
Yeah,
come on, bro. Don't do it to yourself.
Yeah.
If you want to get peace, get bread for yourself, not for women, man.
Bro, and the thing is that in real life, you'll be surprised at how balanced a lot of relationships are. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm for you and you're for me. We're for together. So this allowance malarkey, like, is only for the people that have the means to do it. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? I encourage it, like, because at the end of the day, if you're with the right woman,
she's gonna spoil you.
Yeah,
I've been around you niggas. Yeah, I've seen many of you being bought hella drip, new snapbacks, very different trade. Come on. Look how they're laughing,
bro. It works both ways in a loving relationship, innit?
There we go.
Just don't kill out yourself or be irresponsible with your finances just to appease, innit?
But what you were saying though, Van, before I went on my little rant, I feel like yes, we should be more vigilant, be more attentive, but how? Because there's so much misinformation. Look, on a small level, all it took was them to promise they're going to spend 350 million on the NHS, and then literally the next day, the money's not there. There's no magic money tree. We're not. You just told me this has been part of your whole campaign. You know.
To this day.
So like, who do you trust, bruv?
To this day.
Like, and then if you are someone that maybe leans more to like Jeremy Corbyn and that party, when you see all the infighting, how they're trying to discredit him at all costs, he almost looks like a weak leader. So the person you champion isn't even necessarily a great option. So you check out. I could almost guarantee you, whatever the next round of voting is, it's going to be probably one of our lowest turnouts. Whether it's another referendum for Brexit or it's a general election, I reckon a lot of people won't turn up to the polls because they're just tired, bruv.
Yeah.
No one knows it.
You've got this Donny Boris Johnson. Man's done best skullduggery, best snakery to get into power. He's been there 5 minutes. Even his own brother's snaking him. Psych. I said, peace, I'm out as well.
Out.
Man said, I'm not on it too.
There's beef at the dinner table now.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even go home like for a nice little Sunday dinner with the family, and like there's tension at the table.
Come on, man.
It's mad. Like, it's mad because speaking of like the whole money situation or conversation, and like, you know, the state of politics and the future, I saw an interesting tweet the other day.
What's that?
In regards to like pension and our parents. There was someone on the timeline at Flow TUK. I don't know if you saw it.
No, what did you
The tweet says, if your parents don't have a sizable pension pot by now, please deep, they're going to be financially dependent on you until they pass. Like, seriously, start considering your parents' finances and how it's going to impact you and your future plans. Just saying. She then went on to say, I'm going to speak on this because there's a lot of discourse around us contributing to our households and helping parents financially. But what happens when they're no longer able to support themselves due to old age? As we get older, so do they. So we need to talk about what's next. As most of us are first and second generation immigrants from working class backgrounds, it's really important we think about what retirement means to our parents, especially if they don't plan on going back to their countries of origin.
That's real.
It is real.
There ain't no cap in what she said. I hope no one had a problem with what she said. That's
I don't know, man. Yeah. Some people are always going to look at a problem in what she says, but at the end of the day, reality is what she has said is a reality for a lot of us that we haven't even really thought about. Because
for someone like, for us, I don't know. Well, let's say for myself personally, they're not going to be here. They're going back to... Well, my mum's already there anyway. And the rest of them are just going to all just go over there anyway.
But what happens to the people that don't want to go back? They want to stay around where their kids are. Regardless of how older we are becoming, they still want to be around.
That's an ideal situation. You're my brother, we can talk honestly. Even since your mum's been home, has she never asked you to help her out with something?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And she's abroad.
Yeah.
So imagine she was over here.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and thank God and that you've done well enough that you can help out where you can. But imagine if that was a consistent base, and then add factor in you now have your own family. We should all listen. The ideal situation, you always help out your parents, innit?
Yeah.
But we're just joking about allowances and 2 incomes and what the actual average wages in like London, let alone the UK. Let's say you've got that, your missus got that, you got children. How are you going to be able to supplement that and look after, if that is your reality, look after your parents in that scenario there? This is why, unfortunately, people, when their parents are now like terminally ill or getting a lot older, they cart them off to homes. Because the system we have here in the UK isn't really set up. You're at work. Okay, cool. I wake up at the very latest 6:45. Yeah, some people get up at 6, even earlier. By the time, for me, once you wake up, to me, you're already at work, innit? So your day is 6 till, you finish at 5, half 5 till you get home, innit? If you're lucky, 6:30, 7 o'clock, yeah? What hours in the day do you have for yourself, your enrichment, your communication with your partner, your kids? And then factor in, you may have a parent that either just needs you on a financial level, and God forbid, if they aren't well, extreme level like that, where you got to look after them. Now, if you ideally move them in, whatever, and that might help, but there's not enough hours. We're not set up for this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like this here, innit? Now, I know for some of my family back home, the 1 or 2 where the husband earns a lot, like fairly good amount of money, and the wife can stay at home, they got enough space. Grandma just comes and lives with you, innit? You know? Whether that's permanent or like for a few months out of the year, she'll come and stay with you, innit?
So then where do we get to a position where we start holding our parents accountable for not necessarily having the education of what happens next? Yeah, I know.
Hard, bro.
But it's like, you still have to kind of like ask these questions and think about these things, because it gets real. Like, we now, as fully fledged adults, understand like what it takes to actually be able to have a life,
survive,
and survive as
bro,
an
I'm
adult.
just figuring this shit out now, bro.
Exactly.
Only just.
Exactly. So whilst we're gaining this information, new information,
Yeah.
we're more inclined to soak up all this new information and new policies that they may just very well much be oblivious to.
Yeah.
Because like their mindset is like still to this day, we're still trying to survive and make ends meet.
Yeah.
And that's not even just like our parents. There's people that like are from England, like they are 100% English, not British, English. And the majority of us are living month to month. So where do we get to a point where like, we're thinking about our pension and future? A lot of people are thinking about right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's very hard like to think about, and that's why like a lot of us, how many people do you know that their parents have things like life insurance? Because like when it comes to that unfortunate time, sometimes like we have to now rely on other people to band together and raise funds just so that they can have a decent enough send-off.
And funerals, found it expensive.
Expensive, bro. Expensive. So,
I mean, to answer your question, like I said, my initial response is hard. Yes, we can do, and whilst you still got time, I've seen something recently about there's a November deadline for this ISA.
Yeah,
like I think I don't know if it's a help to buy ISA, where you need to have a certain amount of time. Apologies, I've not done enough research, but there's a deadline November. I think the initial deposit is like about £1,000, and after it's like £200 a month. You can't touch it for like 2 years. And what they will do, you get like about, I think, 25% back when you now want to get your first property, and that will probably help you cover like legal costs.
So like £3,000 to pay your legal costs.
Essentially, yeah. So now, just having on a small level, that will potentially help you set you up later in life, so you can have more of a passive income. So the property game is you get a house. Ideally, you don't live in it. You rent that. I know people that are living in like a 1 and 2 bed spot and they own a 4-bed property and doing a house of what you call multiple occupancy, where they rent out each room and creaming off the money. And let's say the mortgage is like 6 bills, 7 bills a month, and they're getting a profit of like 2 bags, and they're using that money to go and flip and invest in new property to get to a space where they then go and get their place for them and their family. Those are the type of things which will help you later in life, so that if you can't necessarily correct maybe mistakes your parents might have made, you are at least in a better position to help everyone, innit?
Yeah.
And that's going to be a joint effort between you and your partner, even maybe a joint effort between your parents. There's things that can be done where like, okay, cool, mum and dad, how long is left on the mortgage? Could I potentially take that over? Where are you at? Like proper conversations. Are you actually in a good place financially? Sometimes we assume that they're poor. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're really not.
Yeah.
We're just assuming it's not everybody's rally that their parents struggle. Some people's parents they've taken on the information, they've done really well, and they've also set their children up into a position where they don't need you. Like when they decide to go home, they're fine.
Let's not act like there's not like, you know, there's a lot more than we think, where like, you know, parents have managed to make something of themselves in regards to being comfortable and setting their children up to kind of have a better off start in life than, you know, the most of what we know, what we've seen, you know. So and we got to take into consideration the retirement age, the national retirement age. I think at the moment it's 65.
Whoa, it's higher, bro.
Is it higher?
Way higher than that, bro.
Really?
Way higher. And they've put the onus now on the employee for you to save. So what they've done is it gets taken out and your employer makes a contribution as well. Because what they were finding was that it was too expensive with regards to the pension. So they were literally forking out completely, and people were having this big payoff at the end. Now what they do is they take it out of your wage. Obviously your employer does contributions as well. So the onus is on you to be better with your money, and it's also going to save them money because it was just getting, like long term wise, it just wasn't making sense in regards to how much the state pension was costing the state essentially. So Yeah, nice. We're going to be working a lot longer. Trust me, bro. Like,
yeah,
Because
yeah.
we're living a lot longer.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
You're going to see them 7-year-old Donnies on the tube. Please move down. You're going to see it. Now, I think it's something we should definitely explore more. Shouts out to people like Making Sense Podcasts who've been having these types of conversations for a very long time.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get a better insight listening to them. They do more deep dives into financial literacy, responsibilities, good ways of like
oh yeah,
mortgages,
definitely,
things of that nature.
definitely somewhere to like gain some important
And do your
integral
Googles
education.
as well. Don't just trust us. We could be out there selling you bullshit.
Yeah.
Do your Googles.
But that's not what we intend on doing, innit?
Yeah, but
sometimes like we can have, especially for us, like obviously Making Sense, like we would direct you to them to give you a more broad
they can break it down.
information piece.
That's what they do as their USP.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they do. They talk about money over there.
But for us, all that we can do is like we can have the conversation that we're having on a small scale, but it could then spark someone's mind to go and do their own research. Do you know what I'm saying? For more information.
Because I didn't just pull it out of thin air.
Yeah.
It got brought to my attention somewhere, and it's made me at least want to inquire and read up more on these options. And you almost beat yourself up like, rah, if I just didn't do this before or put this money here. But you know, now we know better. We hopefully will do better.
Yes.
And to make some wiser choices with regards to our money and like long term. So yeah, just to round it all up in regards to what you're talking about, I think we can have some honest conversation with our parents, but I think also we can't be too hard on them just because coming here as immigrants, like we talk specifically from our experiences, West Africa, Central Africa, it was a lot different for them. We already have a head start, the fact that we're British citizens, isn't it? Whether we like it or not. And that's just the truth. What else were we talking about slightly just before that? Misinformation about Brexit and things of that nature.
Yeah. Mugabe.
Just trying to understand that stuff more. It's hard, like I said, because of the misinformation and the stuff that is being fed to us in the media. But just try and look a bit deeper than the surface level they're giving you is what I would say in regards to things like Brexit. That's the only thing.